Today we're checking out the ZR1 Widebody conversion rear fenders, unpainted, for the 2005 to 2013 Corvette C6 and excluding the ZR1s. If you want to give your C6 a more aggressive rear profile and that wider, more exotic stance without going into a full custom body project from scratch, these are the kind of panels that instantly change the whole attitude of the car, so they're definitely worth considering. The main feature that makes someone go with a rear fender conversion like this is going to be the look. These are a ZR1 inspired wide body design, so they give the car a more muscular rear end, more visual width, and a much more performance-focused appearance from every angle. On a C6, that wider rear profile makes the car look lower, meaner, and a lot more serious, especially if you've already got some wheels, a lowered stance, or any other aero pieces in the mix. It also helps the car feel more special because you're moving away from standard body lines into something that looks much closer to a high-end, track-inspired setup. Another big reason someone would want this particular set is because this nice unpainted finish. Since they ship unpainted, you can prep and finish them to match your exact color and the style of your build instead of being stuck with a pre-painted finish that might not match perfectly. These are going to be sold as a pair of two rear fenders with bolt-on mounting. So you're getting both sides together in a setup that's designed specifically for your C6. Something to keep in mind is that convertible models might require a little bit of modification to get these to work for you. So this is really aimed at the coupe crowd that wants a cleaner path to a wide body rear transformation. When it comes to the construction on these, you are getting durable FRP construction with an unpainted surface, so it's ready to prep and paint right out of the box. FRP is a strong choice here because it keeps the panels performance-minded while still being workable for custom exterior upgrades, and the bolt-on design helps keep the install more straightforward than a full custom fabrication project. Now, as far as the pricing goes on this, it's coming in right in the $800 price range. For a pair of rear wide body conversion fenders that can completely change the rear look of the C6, it's a fair price in my opinion, especially compared to going one-off custom and spending a whole lot more just to get the same kind of dramatic visual result. When it comes to the install on these, they're going to get rated a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and you can have this done in just 3 hours of your time. Now let's see exactly how these get installed with a quick video from one of our AmericanMuscle customers.
So this is the final tool list, or the final tool collection that I ended up using. I used the large impact and the sockets to remove the wheels, and I have spline sockets. I used the smaller one for all the bolts and nuts and screws. I also used a hand tool. There's a upholstery removal tools on the right, and the one between the two upholstery removals, I used that to tuck in the wrap. I also used that small screwdriver because one of the holes in my fender didn't completely poke through, so I used that little small screwdriver inside the rear taillight to poke it through. And finally, mine had a couple screws as opposed to T15 since it was a used car. And then of course the hand tools for the T15. All right, in the back, inside, there are 1, 2, 3 holding the bottom of the fender on. So we're gonna get those next. So we should be able to get to it now. There's 3. Okay, that might be the trickiest part so far. just getting your wrench or whatever in there. Get those apart, just because it's a funky angle. It's not too bad. Just like anything, take your time. Okay, so that other's in the back, holding the bottom of it down. We got these, I think they're 10s. Looks like one down on the bottom. One there, you're gonna need a little bit deeper. Get her over that bolt. In the back there, Bottom of the fender, we got a couple. Looks like 10. Possibly. That one. That one. That one. Let's see what they are. I think they're 10. Hopefully you don't have sockets that fall off and neighbors that compete with you with their power tools. Next thing is the fuel door. You want to pop it open using the button. And then you've got more T15s in there. Door comes off with first 2 screws. Finally, we got this bracket in the back being held on 2 10s. So I'm gonna get that. Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. You just have to slip the back. Slip the rear bumper back, gosh, or whatever, out of these tabs. Pull it back a little bit, and she came right loose. I'll pull this out. Disconnect it. Let it hang. Crazy like that. Get these gates inside. Yours won't have a ground wire there. That's for the sequential taillight box that I built. Super easy, by the way. It's $10 on Amazon. Here's the parts. Okay, I think that's it for the inside of there. We need to take the wheel off. So spline sockets. Wheel off. Side. $10mm aluminum bracket. Then fender rail metal support piece. Now normally there's 3. This one over here too. Because you know, race car. taking the marker out makes it easier if you can get it. A minute. The bottom one's hard to see, it's inside this little rubber spacer for the door. There's 6 across the top. Excuse me, under this. Now, seems like the best way to do it is to just pull this back out a little bit so you can clear it. These little bolts here will pop out of the side, and then super easy. You do have to lift up to clear this little guy in here. Work it out nice and easy. Of course, I never did them work the lights, so I'll do that now. Pinch in. Okay. There it is. So, tuck this side in here. Bring the bumper back a little bit. Those holes through. Wow. This. Right on. This fitment is on point. But yeah, fitment is on point for this fender. Let's check out the other one. Wow, it's gonna be super easy. This fits. I mean, this is right on. And the back is gonna be on this piece, so that's flexible. You can make that work. The screw holes all align. Man, this looks great. Okay, fast forward now. I went ahead and wrapped the panel. It's not perfect, but it's decent. So now I can get this here. Oops. Open the car door. Duh. Slip that bad boy in there. Then pull this back, line up these bolt holes, pop them through. So now we're just going to follow the reverse steps that we just did. Let's see, we're gonna gas it. Oh, just gotta pop through here like that. Let's pop through, so we're gonna get this back here. The side marker just has 2 clips, and it just pops out. Then we're going to reverse the steps and start connecting the gas line, which are the T15s. You have to make sure you get these little rubber nipples to come out through, because they might get stuck behind here, so you gotta kind of pull those out. Be careful. This one popped out, so I had to stick it back in there, so just be careful with those. This is all plastic, so once you start to thread them, it pulls the tank lip forward. Pretty simple. Alright, so there's that. Now we're going to connect the ones on top. Also a T15. You lose things like me, you're looking for it, 20 minutes. All sits on top. Tank is in, so not going anywhere now. We get the ones going down. Oops, you know what? Okay, these guys actually are through the tank. Oops. So take the tank lid. Slide these through before you put them in. Boom. That's nice. Okay. Now. Let's try to fix some of this terrible wrap here. I'll just try to start with the best. So now we're going to hit this with the 10mm on the inside of the fender, or the two 10mm. Extension is the way to go here. These guys, real easy. We just got to pull this bracket off, and it is held on by these little clips. Nice and easy. I'm gonna pull that bad boy off. We're gonna grab this bracket and move it to the new fender. Okay, so now we got this piece. My clips broke, so I just grabbed some other ones. Generic clips, they just fit through there. So we're gonna try to fix this. Probably should have done it before we put it on the car. That's what I would recommend. Let's see here. Yeah, you can just pop it on there. Okay. We're gonna thread the top one. I've got a ground here, so thread the ground on the top. Went in pretty good. And we'll tighten it most of the way. Get the second one. Now we can go ahead and tighten the second one and then the first. Alright, ground is back, the clip is on there, pretty easy. Now, we'll put these clips in. Alright, I gotta loosen the top slightly, because you really gotta get those clips in first. Not a big deal, I guess. Just loosen these back three, should be enough maybe. So if you remember, we last left our heroes These are 8 millimeters in the back. Mine has a ground for my sequential strip, so gonna hit that here and the other. Okay, so to take out the marker, this is a LED marker, but it's the same thing. You flip it around here, and you just have these tabs right here, and you just have to push these in on both sides, and the whole thing pops right out. Now we're gonna remove this support piece. There's a couple retainers in here, but they're gonna be hard to get by. I'm gonna try tapping them. Maybe I'll break them. That came out. Maybe. That's kind of tough. Well, it broke. So you might have to replace them. Both of the other side broke from the tube. Oh, this one came out. So I'm 1 for 4. This is the piece. Super easy. So if you got some other generic clips. All right, so it goes on here underneath. And, just kind of really hold it in place until you get it on, because once it's in, it's held in by the other pieces anyway. Now we can put this back on the car. Marker light. Click it in. Open the door. Probably charge your battery. Tuck it under. Alright. Pull your back bumper back. Line your holes. She said. Pull this back. Pretty good. You have wrap fixes I'll do from the last one. Tuck that in a little bit better. Oops. So if you remember, that's the 8mm in the back. It's just a matter of finding the hole and lining up the metal rail that you just installed on the fender to the hole. So it's a little tricky, kind of hard to see when your arm's in there. So the video is kind of tough, but moving around there we go. You kind of feel it. Kind of shift this part here. Get that in there. This wrapped better. This gap closed. Just hand tightening it. I got a little bit of a gap here, so. But I think it's going to be gone. So once I put this top on, so we're going to grab one of these 15s up top. Start this. So in my case, I'm wanting to push it down this way, so I'm pulling it back towards the back of the car just a little bit. And that's sitting in the hole now for me. So I'm going to start one here. Get that one in. And I'm just going to go this way with these guys. Make sure I've got alignment, which I seem to. So
said there were 6. But all 6. So we're gonna come down the door here and get these. And once I confirm that everything else is good, probably just gonna put another hole in. It looks like those are just going right into the plastic on top. Yeah, everything else is spot on, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Sounded crazy, but it's fine. Alright, that time it just went. It found its own hole. Alright, we were 12 for 12 on top with everything lining up. 8 for 8 on the side. This is a separate part, I guess, so I don't have this yet. Now that we have all the ones on top, we're gonna squeeze this back together using the 2 8s. Right now they're just hand tight, so the other 8, but of course I lose everything. So, kind of hard to video, I can really see, but this is just going to go back in there. I can't really see, you just kind of got to find the hole with your eye and then go in with your hand, because you can't see. You might need your second hand to force it to line up with that inner rail. And you got to kind of shift that rail around just a little bit sometimes. Get it to thread. It's the fun part. So, I find it's going to be easier to start from this side, the front of the fender, using that aluminum bracket on the bottom we just attached. Just going to tighten that up. It's an 8. Mine was missing one. Grab another one. Okay, so now we're going to get this 7 in here and also 10. So in this case, I'm going to kind of pull this a little bit, line it up. I'll push this in maybe. I'm gonna get the bottom one now. It's pretty flush already. Okay, so now we gotta put it back together and just reverse the steps on this bottom set here. There's a clip or a connector down here. And over here, I think that is actually part of. Okay, so I didn't need to take these out. The fender to the bottom piece did not need to come off, but I took them off. So here we are with the final step. If you have these little bags, you just go back here behind the vent. I wasn't sure really what it was, but it just sticks in there. Now we got the fender liner, and we're just going to reverse the position. And then you're just going to connect the bolt pieces and the clips. So we're just going to finish connecting these, and a few clips and connectors, and then finally we're just going to reconnect the taillight just the way you put it in, the one T15 at the top on both sides, and that's it. One bolt I put in. So, yeah, the one I put in, it's got to go through this brake cooler line. So that's correct. And this guy. So yeah, this is going to be too narrow. My plan was to get some HPSE, I think, plastic and fill this in. There's a gap because the fenders are wider, obviously. So what we can probably do is twist tie this. Use twist ties to bring this clip here that way, because it won't quite make it. That's all right. We'll go through the hole. Actually, maybe we can. Let's see. We'll need this screw in there for the fender, but maybe we can make it work. It might fit. I'm not sure. Huh? Maybe. Except that should have been on the inside. Damn. Okay, and then here, this clip, I believe. Yeah. Clip there. It's another 7. So fender liner inside the bottom, and then on the bottom there's 2 more. Okay. And oh, there's one back here. Oops. The idea of this game is you want to not have any leftover parts possible. Alright, so brake cooler, everything's tight except for the outside of the fender liner, but that hasn't come in yet. So. There's actually 4 screws on the bottom. I'm not sure how many you have to take out.
Well, that wraps up our review and install of the ZR1 Widebody conversion rear fenders, unpainted, for the 2005 to 2013 Corvette C6, excluding the ZR1. And for all things Corvette, keep it right here at American Muscle.